Hey, y'all. Sorry I'm a little late. I had to. I had to eat. I had to eat. But everybody. I'm gonna give some people some time. It's so funny because I was supposed to do this like, hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna share the link, copy link. Okay, let me do it on my Instagram and Threads. Y'all still there? Can y'all hear me? Y'all still there? Can y'all hear me? Hey, y'all. Okay. I'm gonna give everybody like maybe 10 minutes because I just posted the link. It's so funny because I wanted to do this probably like 2 weeks ago. I was telling my sister, I was like, oh, hold on, let me put it in let me put it in one more thing. Tell everybody, keep everybody, keep each other company right quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'm back. Okay, I had to put it like on all my social medias. And also I don't know if people be on my Facebook, but I'm gonna put it on my Facebook. I don't know. I hate doing stuff on my computer sometimes because it's like, girl, I don't know the password. My phone do. Who are you to tell me I don't know the password? Ooh, ghetto. Hey, y'all. We about to get into some things. I've been wanting to do. I know I told you guys that I wanted to do a like I made you guys vote on what next video y'all wanted to see. And of course, like I suspected, everybody said life update. But I was telling my sister, I was like, I don't want to, like, I'm so sick. I'm so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, I'm so sick and tired of those, like, sit down, like, oh, so this is what's been going on in my life. Like, oh, hold on. Let me, maybe. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, can y'all hear me now? Is that better? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm wishing on a star. Okay, y'all can hear me good? Cool. Girl. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about Facebook. It is what it is. But yeah, I was saying, like, I am just so sick and tired of doing those basic ass, boring ass unauthentic ass like life updates. Like I feel like they're so played out and they're just tired. Wait, you can't hear me? Okay, wait. Before I start rambling, can everybody hear me? If you're on here and you can't hear me, thumbs down. If you can hear me, thumbs up. If I'm not speaking loud enough, let me know. Oop. Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm tired of those type of videos. I feel like they're so like orchestrated, and that's just not where I'm at in my journey anymore. So I was telling my sister that I want to start doing stuff that's more interactive because it's so boring making videos just to make videos. My computer not charging. So I was telling her, I said, I really want to go live because I don't want to sit there and make a life update, like just to make a life update. Like, if I want to make a life update, I want to be able to talk to people that actually care. Like, I don't want to just make a life update just for people to be in my business, like, just so they know what's going on and not like true supporters, if that makes sense. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather do a live and just kind of interact and have some dialogue and have some questions and just go from there. So yeah, I may give people some time. I know it's still kind of early. I know if I go live later, it will be better, but this is really the only. Oh, that's so ghetto. I don't want to switch. I don't want to switch to my computer because it'll change the link that I shared. I don't know what to do. Um, Hold on. Is everybody hearing me? And it like, is it going in and out for everybody or just for some people? Okay, so maybe it's just some people. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Um, okay, I was trying to make sure everybody can hear me before I just start talking. Okay. I thought it was like a service. I thought it was a service thing, but everybody could hear. That's all it is. Oh, I got a green screen now? That's funny. This is so fun. Oh, now that it done gave me a little retouch. But then I look like Play-Doh. Okay, that's not cute. Okay, y'all. I mean, okay, this is how we're gonna do things. If you have any questions, even if you have 5 questions, go ahead and put them in the chat now. That way, if it's any question you have while I'm talking, I can go ahead and answer the question instead of talking about what's been going on and then have to answer questions that's already been addressed, if that makes sense. So if y'all have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat right about now. Okay. What's this stream about? So this is basically a life update. Normally, it's funny because I feel like my whole YouTube career, I've been on YouTube for 15 years. I think I've only did 3 life updates because I've only taken a break 3 times. But this has been my longest. I think, I'm not for sure, but I think this has been my longest break. I didn't even realize till the other day. I was like, dang, I ain't posted in 6 months. Like, where did the time go? That's so trifling. And I feel so bad. But it's been a lot going on. I'll get into the music thing. Why the constant inconsistency? I'll get into that because if you've been following for a while, the inconsistency started a year ago. Well, no, the inconsistency started 2 years ago, but it was something that happened. So if you have watched my last life update, then you would know what happened. I'm gonna be honest, like I don't even like talking about it anymore. I'm not gonna say I'm over it, but I just don't like talking about it anymore. So if you watched that life update, then you would have known what happened. Um, so that's because of that particular situation. It's just been a lot afterwards. So we're gonna get into that. I remember you hitting your sub goal, and that's okay. Like, it's so funny because I don't think people realize everybody's numbers go up and down. Y'all just don't really see them if they have large numbers. Like, I think I saw somebody the other day on Threads and she was saying that she just hit 200K 3 times. It's an algorithm. Like, so anytime you pull back, your following is going to drop, or even your following will drop off of just YouTube clearing up the algorithm and deleting false accounts. So that's what happened. I was inconsistent, so I'll take my blame for it. But we do get emails as YouTubers about YouTube cleaning up the platform, so you lose followers that have dead accounts or that aren't using the accounts. Are you still friends with Rain? Are you talking about Raina? Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it because I do have I think my meeting ain't to 8, so I'll probably be on here for like maybe 2 hours, maybe an hour or two, depending on how it goes. But I'll just kind of backtrack. So 2 years ago, situation happened that affected my. You know what? Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the situation, but the situation that happened affected my living situation. So with me being an influencer, I hate the word influencer and I hate when people call me that, but with me being an influencer, you know that we record our lives. So, or even being a vlogger, we record our lives, and a lot of that is spent at your home. A lot of that is recorded in your home. So when my living situation was affected, that messed up my ability to be able to record consistently, because since it affected my living situation, that caused me to have to live with family. So what happened was, after that situation, I lived with my sister for a little while, and then I was about to move to Tennessee with my grandma, but then my cousin was like, oh, you can come over here. At that point, you guys would have seen the consistency go back up, because when I was at my cousin's house, she had the space. I would say she had more space for me to be able to record content and actually be consistent with it. But that was never supposed to be a long-term thing because I was already, well, how can I put it? I was still dealing with the situation and the fact that it was affecting my living situation. So the goal was always to come to my grandma's house because I have my own room at my grandma's house. And like I'm safe here. I I don't want to say I can't get much done, but I just like it's my safety. Like it's wait, whoa. Am I tripping? I feel like this girl, I feel like it literally just jumped from 14 to 34. Hey everybody. Hey. How y'all doing? Dang. Say something. Y'all just gonna plop just bloop. Y'all just gonna plop on in here and I say, hey, rude. But anyways, going back to my story. So y'all, everybody in here, give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear me. Okay. Okay, sis. Okay, get your coin. Period. We love that. We love us a working woman. A multitasker at that. Because girl, me and multitasking, you know what? That's why we're here now. Because me and multitasking don't go together. Like, I mean, okay, let me stop saying that because I've gotten better. I've gotten better. Okay, where was I at? What was I saying? Oh, okay. I think I remember. Hold on. So me after that situation happened, the goal was always to come to my grandma's house. Cause my grandma, that's my girl. That's my girl. And every time I've had like, I won't even say every time. This is only my second time in my adult life where I've like came back home in a sense. So in the back of my mind, like when that situation happened, like I knew I could come to my grandma's house and I knew I would be good. I knew I could, you know, kind of restructure, reset or whatever. But here's the thing, y'all. I could have never predicted that that situation would have been going on for 2 years. Girl. I wouldn't like the world could never have like what? But that's neither here or there. But after I left my cousin's house, I had went to LA and I'm not gonna lie. Raina has a guest bedroom in her house, so I don't want to call it mines. But every time I go up there, like she be wanting me to stay a long time. So y'all know if I go to LA, typically I'll go up there for like a month or two. It just happens. It's never planned. It just happens. So I ended up staying in LA longer than I was supposed to. And then after that, I moved in with my grandma. So when I moved in with my grandma, mind you, y'all, it's so funny because I was even telling my grandma, I was like, dang, this so much happened this year that I even forgot that those things happened this year. That's how much stuff have happened. Because I was like, girl, I was with my grandma last night. I was like, dang, that happened this year and that happened this year. Girl, it's a lot. So long story short, actually, let me backtrack. Let me go back just like a year from now and kind of get you guys in line. So when I said I was in LA longer than I was supposed to that was last winter. So from, I think, yep, I went to Raina's birthday because her birthday is at the end of November. But I went like, I think like right before her birthday to help her with her birthday party. So if y'all saw that vlog, I'm not gonna lie, my good sis was stressing me out with that birthday party. But it went good. it went great, but we had not seen each other in a while. So she was like, you want to stay? And then she had all these things coming up. If you guys watched, basically my whole Vlogmas was in LA. I celebrated my birthday in LA. We was going to dinners. Raina was running a marathon. We had did a 5K together, and I'm nobody's runner. So she signed us up for a 5K. Girl, we was just living it up, okay? So after that, I had went back to Atlanta. And when I went back to Atlanta, I was staying with my mom for about, I think like 2 to 3 months. And I really was helping my mom at the time. With like YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. I was helping her with TikTok. So I was really teaching her like how to run TikTok, like what to post. I was teaching her like I was really trying to come up with a strategy for her, but I'm gonna be honest, she really wasn't listening at first. So I was showing her how to record. I was helping her, but mind you, for the case that happened 2 years ago, I filed a motion last October. So the period of like earlier this year when I was with my mom, I also was staying with my mom because I didn't think me getting a hearing was going to take a year. So I'm like, okay, let me just wait it out. Or whatever. Nothing. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go to my grandma's house. So I think I got to my grandma's house like the end of February, March. No, it had to be the beginning of February because y'all, I'm gonna take y'all through everything. I don't care how long this take me. I need to get this. Y'all, I was about to show it. I was about to give a Janet Jackson. Girl, I'm finna get this off my chest because it's too much that's been happening. Okay, so mind you, keep in mind, I filed a motion. I filed a motion on the case last October. So okay, so I get here, and my dad was here too. So this is when y'all kind of this is kind of when y'all saw me posting a lot of shorts, because I was like, okay, I can't really get a lot of vlog content in because I do help my grandma. When I'm here, I do help my grandma with a lot of stuff. Like, my grandma is a busy girl. Like, sometimes I'm like, girl, you do too much for me, but keep going, sis. So I do be helping my grandma a lot. So I was like, oh, I was thinking of a way where I could be consistent. So I'm like, okay, let me do shorts. Let me do TikToks, because I can just set up in the bathroom. I can post. So that's what I was doing. Like, y'all saw me posting on TikTok. You saw me posting shorts and saw me doing all that. Around that time, I was getting like Facebook bonuses. So girl, I was running them shorts up. I was running it up. So I'm like, okay, cool. This cute. Because it's like, you got to think about it. Because of my living situation, I really wasn't able to vlog like I wanted to. So I had to think of other ways to put out content and also like have some income coming in. So, but it's funny because at the end you will all see how this God, when that Bible say he works in mysterious ways, girl, girl, like, anyways, so yeah, so it was Valentine's Day. I was like, oh, you know what? I want to start dating again and stuff like that. So I had got back on Hinge. Ooh, why did I do that? I had got back on Hinge because I was feeling myself and stuff. I was feeling good around that time. And it's funny because also, if you guys know, I would say that maybe the last 3 years I've been studying like law of assumption, manifestation, quantum physics, and things like that. So I got on Hinge, and I know better now. Whenever you're feeling good, you're pouring into yourself, you're prioritizing yourself, you pouring into yourself. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna meet a good man. Like, that has always happened to me. The problem is when I meet these men, insecurities start coming up that I haven't really dealt with, and it just like poof, like it just blow up. So no, it's some good men on them dating apps, y'all. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all gotta stop doing that because it's some good men on those dating apps. You just gotta know how to pick them. But that's we'll get into that. It is like it's funny because I have met of course I just met some like stupid at like child. I know what y'all talking about, but I've met some good men on there. And I've also like I've met good friends, like men that like it probably was the initial attraction and like we was kind of like, nah, like or maybe it was just me that was like, no, we could just be friends. Like a lot of my good male friends that I have now, I met on Hinge. So don't do that. Like you got to be a little more positive than that, sis. But we'll that's also why. You know what? We'll get into that later. But yeah, I had met this one guy, and we was talking. He fuck it. He lived in Florida at the time, and mind you, I was in Tennessee. We talking. I mean, we talking. I talked to his mama. Like he had kids. We was doing good. He had. I don't know if you guys remember, but he's the one that had sent me flowers to my grandma's house for right. He's the one that sent me flowers for Valentine's Day. Like we was doing good. So once we got comfortable with each other, I was supposed to go out to Florida. And don't get me wrong, I ain't never flew out to meet nobody, or have I? No, I ain't never flew out to meet anybody. So that was my first time. The only reason I felt comfortable is because where he stayed at was like right by my cousin. Because I got a cousin that live in Florida. So I'm like, okay, shoot. If he playing around, I'm out of there. So he literally, y'all, it's funny because if you follow me on Threads, then you know of this story. But he sent me money. So he sent me money for my flight. So I bought my flight, and then he was like, "Okay, we're gonna drive to Miami on this day to go to the game, go to the Miami Heat game." I'm like, "Shit, okay." So I remember I had bought clothes and everything, bought my flight. The day that I bought my flight, maybe it was the next day. I think I bought my flight the next day. And he was like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Miami for the game." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool," because I think I ended up saying that like, who was they playing? Oh, I think it was okay. That's what it was. It was Miami, and Miami was playing Chicago. And I'm like, "Ah, take me through there, take me through there." Because first off, love Miami. Y'all know that. Second off, love Chicago. Like I used to love the Bulls growing up. And fun fact, keep y'all the 43 people that's on here, y'all need to write this down because in the future, when I'm gonna be doing stuff, I'm gonna be looking for my OG Rosette. So this is an OG Rosette fun fact. Yunnierose comes from, at the time, I used to love me some Derrick Rose. Okay, you couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be his wife. I used to love me some Derrick Rose. Like even in even in college, one time I had a presentation, and I was basically talking about like my Yunnierose persona that I was building at the time, and I was telling them how like I loved watching basketball, how I grew up watching basketball, how I used to love Derrick Rose, and I came up with this name Yunnierose, and da 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 da, and everybody in the class was laughing at me. Yep, they was there laughing at me. But look at me now. But I ended up telling him that. I said, "That's so crazy. We're going to see the Bulls," because I was like, my whole brand, and he knew I did like social media and stuff. I'm like, my whole brand was when the name comes from Derrick Rose. Apparently, I don't know. Apparently that y'all, my nose is gonna get red because my allergies are awful. Y'all, I kid you not, ever since I sent that text, I have not heard from that man since then. That was back in March. Like, and y'all, I was so depressed over somebody I never even met. Cause why would you do that? Why would you send me money and you knew I bought the flight to come see you, and then you get me excited about going to this damn game, and then we talking every day, everything cool, and then next thing you know, poof, that nigga dropped this, poof, be gone, abracadabra, like it. I ain't never, like, if I ain't never believe in magic, that was a magic trick I ain't never seen. That shit had, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, that shit had me hot. Like 100 degrees, 150 degrees. I was hot about that. Like, and my sweet little grandma was like, girl, it's okay. You know, you didn't need to go see him. I got a booger. No, that's my nose ring. Why you all up in my nose? But anyways, I was so hurt because, like, y'all know I've been married. So, like, a lot of stuff that people be dealing with in the dating, like, world, I ain't never deal with. What? Men be doing that? Like, what? So, I was like, whoa, like, this what women be dealing with? This is ghetto. Like, y'all, I almost called my ex at that point. You know what? I still got my ring. What you trying to do? I'm lying. I'm kidding. 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 But my grandma was like, yeah, you see, he probably had a wife, you know. Mind you, my grandma is a Sag, so like she was just making her jokes and trying to cheer me up, but it really hurt my feelings, y'all, because I ain't never had no nigga do me like that. I'm a Cancer moon, so my big three is I'm a Sag sun, Cancer moon, and Leo rising. So technically, really, it's that Cancer moon be eating me up. The Sag and the Leo in me really do not be wanting to give a fuck. Like, honestly and truly, like, I can be very nonchalant, just very I don't give a fuck, just in my own bubble, like it is what it is. But I guess God said, girl, you need some balance. So he hooked me up with that that Cancer moon subscription. Like, so it's annoying because I genuinely, like, I can be crying and laughing. That sounds kind of psychopath of me. Um let's take that back. Sometimes I do cry, but like I laugh because I genuinely think it's funny, because sometimes I'm like, why am I crying? Like, it's not like, it's so funny because even my sister, like, I think it was last month, I was in Atlanta and I just had like an attitude, and my sister was like, you must be coming on, and I'm like, no. And then literally that day, and I came from the bathroom, I was like, girl, we back in business. It was just my period. And we was up there cracking up, girl, because I like, what? Why am I crying? Like, why am I sad? Nothing. And it'd be so funny because it's like now I'm more self-aware. I'm like, girl, nothing is even happening. Why are you crying? Like, what? um, so hold on. Let me make sure. Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That kind of put me out for 2 months. Like, I was real life depressed. Like, that really hurt my feelings. Like, I'm not gonna lie. And it was so cute, girl, because I had told my dad, and like, mind you, I never really talked to my dad about like men and stuff, but like, that go back to the God working mysterious ways. That situation also made me closer to my dad because like I got to talk to him about it, and I never, like, throughout my life, I never really talked to him. I talked to him about mm, it's like I only have been able, well, not able because it's my choice. I've only talked to my dad about men when things went wrong. So me having the opportunity to be around him more have allowed me to talk to him about like the woman I am, and like also about men, and it has helped me a lot. Um No, for real. But it was so funny because my grandma had went to the store and she was like, she had got me this little bowl. It was like this, it's so cute. It's like this little bowl. It's a bowl, like a ramen bowl, because I like noodles. And but the bowl had lemons on it. And inside it says like something about like every day is gonna get better. It was something around that time. And I was just like, oh, like y'all, cause my granny and daddy, they was not going for that. They was like, fuck him. Like, that's his loss. He probably had some shit going on and da da da. You know what? God just saved you. Like, they was not going for it. And I was like, you know what, daddy? You know what, granny? Y'all right. So I was like, I kind of, got back up. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then also, like, it's funny because I've dealt with men ghosting. But it's funny because looking back, I'd be like, dang, I've dealt with men ghosting, and it's like sometimes I care, sometimes I don't. But really, I should never care. Like as a woman, honestly, like when niggas be ghosting and shit, and like when they pull back and stuff, you should never care. Like, the goal is to like always like be in your power, is to always like stand strong in who you are and your own energy and stand firm. Okay, you got to be a soldier to your energy. Like, you got to hold the line. Okay, like a football player, hold the line. I don't even know what that means, but when I used to cheer, we had to cheer like that. So whatever that means, hold the line. And yes, it's funny because, okay, right after that, y'all, it be these niggas. That's why, like, y'all. That's why God done put me on a righteous path, cause it really be these niggas, like, girl. But around that time, I was still kind of posting shorts and stuff, and I'm like, this ain't it. This is just not cutting it. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I like short form content, but like I really like to express myself. I really like interaction, and I really like having like substance and purpose to my content. And you short form content just wasn't giving it. Like, it's short form content is really good if you're trying to grow something fast. But growing fast was never it was never my intention. So at that point, I'm like, I'm gonna have to find something else to do. But along this time, I'm getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in the rabbit hole of manifesting, even God, and just like Christ. I would say more so Christ consciousness versus like religion. And I was getting deeper and deeper and deeper into that. So with me getting deeper and deeper and deeper into that, I start realizing that a lot of the morals and values and perceptions and ways of life that I had connected myself to, I had to dissolve them all. And when I say dissolve them all, I'll say something simple as like, I still had the idea that you have to work hard or you have to do a lot of work to get certain results. Not true at all. Not true at all. I just like went through this deep, like, and I've talked about having a spiritual awakening, but 2025 taught me that I didn't know what an awakening was until now. So now it's just a lot differently. So around that time, when that guy did that stuff, I'll say Florida Man. When Florida Man did all that stuff, I was like, you know what? I kind of had to sit back and ask myself, because I do believe this may trigger warning to some people that's not woke. Trigger warning. I do believe that in everybody's world, it's just you. And everybody in your world are projections of you. So you can meet somebody where you're at on the surface level, but if you haven't dealt with certain things, then at some point the relationship with that person will shift and become a projection of your insecurities. Clock it. So yeah. I know that can be heavy for some. So with that being said, at that time, my whole thing when it came to like men is like romance. Like, I want romance. I want this. I want that. I mean, it did go deeper than romance, but it's like I also wasn't paying attention to the um abandonment wounds that I had with men, because it's only with men. And that only came from the perception that I had about men and what I thought I deserved or was worthy of. So I sat with that for a minute, not long enough, because we're about to get into another story. Not long enough. So at that time I met someone else. Let's call him. Oh my God. Okay, let's call him Rapper Bay. I really want to come up with another name. Let's call him Rapper Bay. Okay, so I met Rapper Bay like in March. So like right after that situation, whatever. But mind you, he was in Atlanta. He was in Atlanta and I was here. So it was kind of long distance for a while, but I still go to Atlanta quite a while. So I went to Atlanta and you guys seen our first date. So when we was on a date, our first date, I recorded it and I did like a little, it was like a little reel or TikTok. I had did it on our first date when I went out there. Cool. We was cool. Like, I genuinely, like, at that point when I met Rapper Bay, like, yes, I was attracted to him and stuff, but like, it really at first for me, like when we got past that like first date, like that initial attraction and like didn't do anything physical and like our our interactions got deeper as like our conversations got deeper. I'm like, oh, like he was like at that point, like I genuinely felt like he was a good friend. And I'm really big on like if I'm dating somebody or getting to know somebody, I'm not really worried about us ending up in a relationship. I'm worried about us building a good foundation because we can't even get to the relationship if we not friends. Like that's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work for me. Um, I need a commercial break. Woo! This is actually really good for me. Like, I feel like I'm like getting it all out. Yeah. I need a commercial break though. But okay. We started getting to the point like we was like really cool. Really cool. Like I had never at that point I had never met someone that I felt like I could be myself when it came to spirituality. But but looking back, he also made me realize the difference between people that are awakened, like people that know Christ consciousness, people that know consciousness, people that know awareness, people that know how reality works, versus people that are a slave to religion. And I know that's a deep combo. So I'm not going to get into like the parameters around that, but um I noticed that's where we started kind of clashing because I don't know if y'all, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but I have a lot of spiritual gifts and spiritual, yes, I'll just say spiritual gifts. With that being said, um, how can I put this? I'm gonna try to put this in two ways for everybody to understand. Okay. If you are black and you know what hoodoo is, I don't practice hoodoo, but if you're black and you know what hoodoo is, then in the hoodoo practice, there are double-headed doctors, seers, and psychics. Double-headed doctors are people that can like basically see beyond the veil. Seers are people that either have they have visions, they see stuff in dreams, or they hear stuff, or they just have a knowing. And then psychics are you can predict something that's going to happen. So that's in that realm. Religious context is more so like you have the gift of prophecy. So with that being said, I have them all. I can pretty much do a lot of stuff spiritually that I've been doing them since I was little, but never like when I say doing them, I'm more so say I've always had dreams when I was little. I almost had clear messages when I was little. I always knew when something was going to happen. Um I just always knew stuff. Like, and I still to this day, people be like, Yunnie, how you know that? Girl, I don't know. Go pray. Because you asking me, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like, sometimes, like, it's a gift and a curse. So with that, also with that, because of my knowledge and consciousness and like I would say reality creation, I know how to manifest for other people. So when it comes to my friends and family, I be manifesting stuff for them. So when I met Rapper Bay, he kept complaining about his job and his job this, his job that. And I was like, okay, I didn't tell him like I knew how to do anything. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna just manifest a better like situation within his job. And then he also was complaining because he do sports betting. So he was complaining about that. He was like, it's always, men, it's always that one player that messed my what is it called, y'all, when people be sports betting? What is it called? Dang, what is it called? Like a parlay or something? He's like, it's always this one person. It's always one player that messed up my parlay or my picks or whatever. And I was like, stop saying that. How about that? How about you just stop saying that? How about you just zip it? And he was like, but why would I zip it when that's, da da da. That also, he also made me realize, like, I can't be with no negative ass man. Like people that be like, oh, I'm a realist. Like, I just call it like I see it. I just say what it is. Like, people don't be wanting to face the real. No, you're negative. You're pessimistic. You're unconsciously manifesting all the shitty things in your life because you don't want to shut up and you don't want to look at things from a positive view. You don't have faith. You don't believe in miracles. Yeah. How about that? So I can't do it. So I told myself, I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing to him. I'm gonna just manifest that he won one of his little picks or whatever. So lo and behold, y'all, this man drives from Atlanta all the way to Tennessee. Got us a room and stuff. And I think I posted it online or whatever. Got us a room. He was here for like 3 days. We had a good time. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like he did that. Like, I'll give that to him. Like, I will hand that over on a silver platter and I will give that to him because those 3 days were so fun. Like, it was so fun. Like it's like we just like knew each other like all this time. Like, it was so fun. And then like after that, we were still cool. So like at this point, no. Okay, y'all. So when he came down here, we had went to Twin Peaks. I ain't never went to Twin Peaks, but Twin Peaks is really popular in Atlanta. So we went to Twin Peaks and we talking, and I think I mentioned something like I be manifesting for people, and he just looked at me, and I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? He was like, cuz, like, he was like, he was like, I won like one of my picks, and I started laughing. Because sometimes when I manifest for people, I don't tell them because then they start becoming annoying. So when he told me, I just started laughing, and he was like, "What?" Because I told myself whenever he wins, I wouldn't have to like ask him, "Oh, did you win?" Because I know what the fuck I'm doing. So he's gonna tell me that he won. So he was like, "Oh, I won the other day," and I was looking like. And he was like, he looked at me, he goes, "That was you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "For real?" And he was like, "Oh, do it again, do it again." I'm like, "No, now you're about to piss me off." Because, like, it's one thing for somebody to ask me to manifest for them, but like, you're basically asking me to, like, okay, let me tell you what he was doing. He basically was asking me, he was like, "Oh, you keep doing it, like, I'll give you some of the money." I don't give a fuck. Like, and I told him, I said, even if I do it again and you win a lot of money, like, I don't care. Like, like that I did it. If I did it, I did it for you. Like, if I want something, I do it for myself. Like, it's not, it's, please leave me alone. So he really was trying to get me to do it again. And I'm like, no, because a lot of times when I talk to people about this stuff, I'll manifest something for them just to let them know that all you have to do is change your thoughts. But then they'll still want me to do it. And that's what be pissing me off. Like, I'll literally say, okay, like, okay, one time I had a, like, hold on, I'm trying to think of a situation. No, I mean, I'll just use that because I don't want, yeah. Um, but yeah, he was like really trying to get me to do it again. And I'm like, look, I can tell you how to do it for yourself. So moving forward, you can do it for yourself. I'm not finna be sitting up all day trying to manifest you to win on this little, like, I'm not finna do that. But I was like, in my head, I'm like, I can just do him one better and just manifest him a better situation in his job. So literally one day he called me talking about how his job randomly offered him a promotion. And you guys know, well, I don't know if y'all know. I know it's 43 people on here. I don't know if it's any one of y'all that's on this live that was in my manifestation Discord. But if you was in my manifestation Discord, then you know what I'm talking about. Because the people that was in my manifestation Discord, 1 month we had like a money manifestation month, and I told y'all what to do. And a lot of people was like just getting money left or right, getting money from like random people in their life, finding money. Some people was getting more sales. Some people even got job promotion offers. So I know what I'm talking about. So with that, he was like, "Oh, my job just offered me this random promotion." And I'm thinking in the back of my head, of course they did. Of course. um and I didn't really say nothing then. I'm not really the type of person to be like, "Yeah, that was me." I'm just like, yeah, like so what happened, let me tell y'all, I really want y'all, like, I really want y'all feedback, because this is where like the disconnect with me and him start happening. So around this time, they offered him a promotion that was 6 figures. So he had not like had that, never had that opportunity. So for him, it was like, oh my God, like I gotta study, like I gotta do this, I gotta make sure, like I gotta get this promotion, I gotta get this job, da, da, da. But in the back of my mind, I manifested that for him. So to me, he already got the job, right? So this is where disconnect came. So, and I know a lot of men do this. I won't even blame it on men. I feel like people in general do this. Like, I have never been exactly. You know what? Let me stop right there real quick. That's exactly what it is. A lot of people think that manifestation and prayer is two different things. It can be, but it's not. Prayer is asking. Prayer, well, you know what? I take that back. Prayer, people made it out to be asking. But in the Bible, prayer is believing that you already have the thing that you're asking for and giving thanks for it as if you have already received it. So when you go pray for somebody, you're not asking God, like I'm not asking God to give this person a new job or job promotion. What I'm doing is It's only me in my reality, and everybody's a projection. So if I hold the power in my reality, my awareness of who somebody is the power. It's your awareness is your power. So if I take my awareness of, oh, this person is complaining about their job, versus me have the assumption that, oh, I'm so happy, like, this person is so rich now. I'm so happy that when this person go to work, they love going to work now. They have a better work life environment. I'm so happy that this person is getting paid to do less. I'm so happy that this person is respected and appreciated at work now. I love hearing about their work day. What you think gonna happen? Like, versus like, oh, he getting on my nerves with all that complaining about his job. Like, like, weigh the scales, okay? What you think gonna happen? So I just have the control now of my awareness to change my awareness and stick to it. So that's like a law, like in the universe. It's a law. So it has no choice but to reflect whatever I am dominantly assuming. So with that happened. But it's like around this time he pulled back because he's like, oh, I gotta focus. I gotta da. But I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, here we go. Like, I feel like all my life, don't get me wrong, I feel like you do have to put in some action for the things you want, but a lot of people don't understand. When you're truly walking with God, you don't have to work that hard. Right hand on the Bible, I swear to you, like, I could strike dead tomorrow if that's a true statement. You do not ever, ever, ever have to work hard for something that you are in alignment for. You don't. The fact that if you believe that, then you will. But if you change your belief and you have the faith that you're always in alignment, everything will come easy. It won't be simple. Like, it's not going to be simple, but everything should, like, I wouldn't even say easy. Everything should naturally flow and be put in its place as you're walking, as you're going through the journey to whatever it is you want. You wouldn't have to drive yourself fucking crazy to get what it is you want. That's just that. So in my eyes, I'm like, I wish I could meet a man that knows that, because most men don't know that. Most men have this thing of like, oh, I gotta work hard. I gotta get it out the mud, brick by brick. Like, please, please. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this year, I also was like, at this point, am I just gay? Like, do I just want a woman? Because I'm sick of this. Like, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. Because I feel like, I'm not even gonna say, like, it is some women that it's women that think that way too. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm like, okay, it's not it's not a gender thing. I'm like, some people just raised that way and they don't want to hear otherwise. So where I'm already, okay, think about it like this, where I'm already on the other side. Like, even when he got the interview, I'm like, congratulations, like, you got the job, you ain't got nothing to worry about, that job is yours, okay? He like, yeah, but hopefully, I can't talk to you as much because I gotta study and I gotta do. I'm just like, golly, like, golly, like, it's so, I don't know. It really turned me off, and it turned him off. It turned both of us off for different reasons. It turned me off because I'm just like, ew. Like, I don't. I really felt that. It turned me off because I'm like, I don't like people that, like, they don't have faith. Like, I don't like that. Like, I just, like, I can't, I'm realizing, like, I could teach somebody how to manifest and stuff, but like I cannot teach nobody faith. Like I can't teach you how to have faith. I can't teach you how to declare and decree something. I cannot teach you how to claim something as yours. I can't do that for you. um and I feel like at that point I was trying to do that for him, and I'm like, nah, let me take a step back, because I also had to realize like a lot of people, they're just not where I'm at spiritually, and I had to accept that because I genuinely thought a lot of people know what I don't, you know what? I don't fucking know why I even thought that. Like I don't know why I thought that. Maybe I was just being optimistic. But I'm also like, if I meet somebody that's not on that level, I will bring them up to that level. Cause it's simple, but I realize like that person has to have a willingness to get there. But with that, it turned him off about me because I think I think with him, because he, mind you, he came up here, so he had to drop me off at my grandma's house. So I don't know if y'all know, but like my grandma bought this house when I was like literally when I was born. So like I said, I got my own room here. My grandma drive a Range Rover. My daddy got a BMW. My mama got a BMW. Like I grew up very privileged. Like I didn't have to, like I ain't got to get nothing. I ain't had to get nothing out nobody's mud. Like it is what it is. Like I have never wanted something and not gotten it. Like, or I have never like went without what I needed. Like I didn't grow up like that. Like sue me. like, like my bad. Like it ain't my fucking fault. Like dang. Shit. Like I don't know what to tell you. So I think around that time he misinterpreted me being on the other side and me being faithful and me encouraging him as like me like not understanding that this is like his big moment, and if he get this means a lot for him and his family. Like he felt like I was like playing around with it, and I'm just like, what? So it's like after that, like the communication started to get a little dry. It started to pull back, and I'm like, what's tea? Like, because we had already talked about in the beginning, like if we ever gotten to the point where we didn't want to talk to each other, we both agreed that we would respect each other enough and give each other that conversation. So when I saw certain patterns, I'm like, something ain't right. And I like said something to him about it. He kind of was like, no, I'm just focused on da da da. But I will say this. He ended up literally last month. He literally agreeing to the fact that he just felt like I wouldn't understand what he was going through at the time. And I was like, that's honestly not fair, because if anything, how I'm not going to understand about a situation I put you in. Like, and I think some people like, that's the whole, like that's what I realized about like religion and stuff. So like I think that me even telling him like, oh, I manifested that for you or whatever, it went over his head. Like, because in his head, like, oh no, you ain't do that, God did that. Sir, this is where religious context and religion be baffling me. We're all God. So you're not gonna tell me that since you met me, you all of a sudden start winning your picks. You all of a sudden got a brand new job. I'm like, you cannot be that fucking slow. Now you just slow. Now you slow. Now it's giving slow. Cause what? That's like me telling my vocal coach. Like, that's like me telling my vocal coach, yeah, I got this deal, but like that was God, girl. You didn't teach me how to get better on my voice. God taught me how to get better on my voice. Like, it just really pisses me off, because I'm like, I see, and I won't even say men, I see people, and I know that people understand this stuff in a way where like they do give you your credit. And I feel like people should, because like someone said earlier, that is me praying for you. Like, and that's how I know people don't be reading that goddamn Bible. Sorry. Because I feel like people don't even realize, like, you can be blessed and you can have things just because somebody in your life praying for you. Or they praying right. They know how to pray. So, please. Like, that situation really pissed me off, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. And like, I genuinely liked him. Like, other than that, like, we was really really good. Like, we was talking about being together and everything. Like, so I really liked him. And like, y'all, so now we're about to get into the second half. One day I'm talking to him. I think that this is what got it for him. Because one day I was telling him my Facebook how my Facebook bonuses had stopped. And I was like, okay, my Facebook bonuses had stopped. Like, I got to figure out, another way. So he's like, oh, he said, you're dependent on people, but not dependent on people. I don't know. I forgot how he kind of said it, but I was like, I'm not dependent on people because I pay my own bills. I pay my own bills. Ain't nobody paying my bills for me. I pay my own bills. I said, if anything, like, because I was telling him even about a job. So y'all, the last two years, I have been applying for jobs religiously. And I even told my mom, because my mom, like, everybody always say, Yanni, how you can't get a job? People want what you know how to do. Like, when it comes to social media marketing, how you can't get a job? I'm like, it's people that's been working all their lives that can't get a job. So you telling me little old me that's been self-employed and an entrepreneur for the last 10 years, I don't have nothing on my resume but me. If I was a person, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to pick the people that's used to working for companies versus somebody working by themselves. I mean, that's what I would do. Like, so I figured that's what everybody else would do, because I've had interviews. But looking back, like, I'm gonna be honest. Looking back, I can't even say that a job wasn't for me. I think spiritually, although I wanted a job, it sounded good. It also was an escape for something that I wasn't facing. So I feel like that also was happening. So I think at the time he just felt like I just wasn't, like, I don't want to say getting it out the mud, but he just felt like I wasn't, like, doing enough, I guess. And I'm like, so, like, we would talk every day, like, it was fine. After we had that one conversation, poof, be gone. Now, if y'all think, and okay, mind you, hold on, because this one was deeper than the other one. This one was deeper because at this point he came down here. He had met my grandma. We was talking every day. Like, we was good. We was talking about being together. He even, like, mind you, I was just about to go to the studio for the first time. And for one of the records I wanted, like, a certain male to female dialogue on one of the songs. So he said he would do it for me. I'm like, okay, cool. And I also switched the date that I was going to go to the studio because it was a day that he had off so he could come up there. And we even had a conversation because I was like, my dad and my mom is going to be there. My sister may be there, so you may meet them. And I was like, it's not like a formal introduction. Like, I just want everybody there to support me. So, like, I was like, they shouldn't be asking you crazy questions. Like, it's because it's not that. So he literally did that probably like a week or two before that studio session. Girl. I need a blunt at this point. Like, y'all, when I say if I was hot then, baby, that one took me up there. I was fuming because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, like ghosting, like, okay, cool, you don't fuck with that person, cool, whatever. But like, it's a certain point if you do that to somebody that you've like built this like relationship with, it gets to the point where if you do that, it's disrespect. And I feel like at that point, that's disrespect because not only did you do that, but you did that right before you knew that I was about to go to the studio for the first time. And I'm like, hmm. So at this point, I'm thinking all kinds of stuff in my head. I'm like, dang, did he wait to do this like before that time so like he could just sabotage it? Like child, my mind was going a mile a minute. So like by the time I got to the studio or whatever, I had not heard at that point, I had not heard from him in a few days. And at some point, I genuinely thought something happened. Like I was calling him, I'm like, what the? But it's like something, like honestly, I had to tell my sister she wasn't going for that shit. So my sister, yes, he got the position before all of that happened. That's why, like, when somebody said he cut you off after he got that job that I manifested, is wow. That's literally what happened. It's like once he got that job, boop. But the saga continues with him. So that wasn't the end of it. So long story short, I went to the studio. I think I posted clips on my Instagram. I went to the studio for the first time. I learned so much because looking at music and looking at artistry from the outside in, people like, oh, if you ain't in the studio every day, you ain't doing nothing. Like, if you ain't writing songs, you ain't doing nothing. Like, that's the mindset I have. Hey, uncle. Y'all, that's my uncle. That's my mama brother. So, and it's funny because, y'all, what's so funny is right before he even got the job, I start pulling back because he just was acting weird. So he was like, I know you're not finna pull back, or I know you're not trying to like leave me right before I get a job. Like, I mean, not get a job because he already had a job, but not right before I get a promotion. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just giving you your space. Cause like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not the type of person to like it. I've been focused on my music, right? But I'm not the type of person, I'm not finna not call my best friend back, not call my mama back, not if I'm dating somebody, I'm not finna not talk to them because I'm focused on my music. Like that to me, like I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that's immaturity. And at that point, you aren't mature enough to have time management. That's how I look at that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna give you your space. So how you get mad at me for giving you your space when you said you wanted to study, but then when you got the job, then you want to go ghost? Like what? like, it just did not make no sense. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, so I went to the studio, and when I went to the studio, like y'all, I was literally, I'm so, like, I'm not even gonna lie. I got a new friend. Her name is Monica. It pays. I'm gonna tell y'all. It pays. It pays to have people in your life that are at your level spiritually and that know what you know. They have the same knowledge and wisdom that you have spiritually. Because my sister, she a Capricorn. So like, if y'all know about Capricorns, they don't play that shit. They don't play that shit. So I'm in the studio. Mind you, y'all, all of this is vlogged. Everything I'm telling y'all, vlogs. So I'm in the studio, like, I'm just like, I just couldn't get that off my mind. I'm like, the devil! Like, I'm just like, the devil. Like, what? Why? Like, this moment that I put on my vision board for so long, the moment I've always like dreamed of, like, oh my God, like my dream is happening. I'm in the studio. I'm finna lay down some hits. Like, we up. Y'all, I could not stop. My mind was so consumed with that shit. Like, it was pissing me off. So I'm in there. I was like, at some point, like, I literally had to go to the bathroom, and I'm crying. I'm bawling, crying in the bathroom. Because I couldn't even get the damn songs out. Because the songs I written at that point, the songs I written were about like heartbreak and things. It was about things that happened with my ex. So the fact that like all of this is going on, and I'm in the studio and I gotta try to sing these songs, like, y'all, like, I said, oh, you know what? I respect every recording artist there is. Because it don't matter. It don't matter what you're going through. You get in that studio, you got to record that song. And sometimes, yes, what you're going through can help you, like, kind of transmute that energy into that song. But baby, it was hard. I was in that bathroom crying. And my friend Monica, mind you, I have never met Monica. Me and Monica met on Threads because I said I just wanted more friends that knew about law of assumption, that knew about quantum physics, that knew about reality creations, because people that know about that have a whole different perspective on life. People that know about that give you way better advice on situations. I'm just saying, if you know, you know. So I'm in there crying. I'm texting her. I'm like, girl, like, da 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 da. So it was so beautiful because it's like in that moment, not only was she able to console me, she was able to like remind me of my power and remind me of the control that I had in the moment. It wasn't about, oh girl, like, why you fucking crying? You need to work, you need to focus, you need to do. No, it wasn't none of that. So I really give that to her because she really gave me space to kind of like warp up out of that and like sing them songs. So with that, I went to my studio session. My mama came, my daddy came, my sister came. By the time my sister came, my sister was like, she knew about the situation. So she like, girl. She like, my sister she be like, fuck all that Beyonce shit. So she like, what in rap songs? Because at this point, my studio, man, like I said, I give it up to recording artists because I had was it 6 or 8? I want to say 6. I think it was a 6-hour studio session. So we in there, like at this point, I ain't even 8. Like I'm just busting out songs. So by the time my sister got there, she like, like what in rap songs? So like, I start rapping, and at this point, I got used to writing songs, like taking my time with writing songs. But at that point, it was one song on there. I did play the snippet. It was one song I had. The anger, the anger I had, I was able just to sit in that studio and just write new lyrics and add to the song because I was so mad, and that's what the song was about. And it's so funny because now my mama and my sister love that dang on song. And it's so funny because, like, I'm not even a person that get mad. Like, it take a lot for me to get mad. Like, so if I get mad, we up there. But I was able to transmute that energy into that song, which I was happy about that because I noticed in that moment, I was actually really grateful for the fact that he did that around that time, because it allowed me to get to know myself as an artist, as a musician, as a woman. It allowed me to get to know and become more aware of how I emote, why I emote, and become more comfortable with expressing my feelings. So I don't know. Every time somebody do something to me, I be like, thank you. So hold on. So I got my songs done. I had finished. Oh, this was like back in June. This happened in June. So we're getting a little closer. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. We're getting a little closer. So After the studio, didn't hear from him. Cool. So I was like, okay. I still like felt that like heartache because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't like when like it's one thing like with the Florida guy. It's one thing with him because like I had never met him, like whatever, like, but like it's one thing to feel like you actually had a friendship with somebody and they do that. So like after the studio, like I was still upset and stuff, but at the studio, it was two songs that I didn't finish because the engineer told me that I wrote them out of key. So keep that in mind. He told me that I wrote those songs out of key. So when I was singing into the mic and he was looking at his whatever, it wasn't, my vocals wasn't on key with the actual track. Keep that in mind. So he was telling my mama and my dad, like, you know, I'm a good writer and stuff. He was like, but he suggested I take some vocal lessons. I'm like, okay, cool. I had already know that because like I know I have a good tone, but I've never been taught how to use my voice or be comfortable with my voice. So I agree. So with that being said, for the longest time, I was like, I don't, because even my mom was like, no, I think it was no, it was more some, no, okay. When I was in the studio, because I wrote those songs out of key, the engineer was trying to get me to record more rap songs because rap songs are easy. Like, that's why y'all see like rappers pump out so much music. It's so easy to get in the studio and like, it was March 18th when they called me, and I can't believe you. Like, it's so easy to go and do that in one take. But any songs that like require vocals, like pop songs, R&B songs, like stuff you gotta layer vocals and like you gotta do at like that takes way more much time. So to like have a more like productive studio session, he wanted me to do more rap songs. Because I was in my feelings about old dude, I took that as like, oh, I can't be a singer. Like, I just gotta be a rapper. Like, I don't want to be a rapper. I want to do both. Like, so I had that moment with myself. It's in the past, but at that time I had that moment. And I was like, I said, you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, can't nobody tell me I can't do shit. Like, I know I can sing. I just need training. That's okay. I can be okay with that. And I said also, so at this point, so I do, oh, y'all, it's so much to tell y'all. At this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just finna get back in my manifestation bag. I'm finna get back to like focusing and prioritizing on me. So mind you, that was June. So I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna get a vocal coach. And I was like, I also want to take some songwriting lessons. Cause like at this point, I'm like, you know what? I want to perfect my craft. Hey girl. I was like, I want to protect. I was like, I want to perfect my craft. Like when he told me I was off key or I wrote that song in the wrong key, I don't fucking know. I did not know what that man was talking about because I didn't go to school for music. Fun fact though, if you don't know, I grew up in a musical family, so that's why I have an ear for music. That's why I can write. That's why like I can sing. Like well, I'm a better singer now, but like I feel like I was like a medium singer. But yeah, so and my dad was a producer. So my dad was a producer when I was little, and he had his own record label and he had his own studio. So when it come to rapping, y'all have seen some of the material. I come from that. I come from rap. So that's easy. So I'm like, I don't want to always do what's easy because I can sit here and make 100 rap songs, but I don't want to be a rapper. So with that being said, I was like, you know what? I want vocal lessons at all. So literally the next month, y'all, this is when I really started realizing like, dang, I really be manifesting stuff. So really the next month, my an internet friend that I have that's an A&R had sent me this random link of this songwriter things. So with that, I just signed up for it. I was like, oh, I did say I want to like take some songwriting lessons or classes or whatever. So I signed up for it or whatever. So the guy talked to me, and he put me in like their first meeting. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, y'all, I didn't even know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I knew songwriters exist, right? But I didn't know. Like, it's a whole different world when it comes to songwriting, songwriters, and the business of songwriting. That ain't got nothing to do with artists that you see out in the forefront. Nothing. Oh, girl, there she go right there. This is the girl right there. Look, she the reason I know how to write a good song now. Jamaica, girl. There she go right there. See? My people they be for me, okay? But yes, like after she sent me that link, it's like it's like that link has opened this whole world to me in the last couple of months. So he put me in the first meeting. I'm like, oh my God. This would go on over here. So from that first meeting, he was like, do you want to join the organization? I'm like, do I? Sign me up. He even talked to my dad and everything. And at first I was gonna, because he works with songwriters and artists. So but what happened was he was like, oh, because I was talking about being I was talking about dropping an EP. So I talked to him about it. He was like, Yunnie, no. Like I showed him my social media. He was like, you already got the fan base. The internet already knows you. Like, he was like, okay, cool. You can put up a couple of songs, but like, what is that? And so what? Like, he didn't say it like that, but he's like, putting out music is just, you have to look at it as like the back. Putting out music for me as someone that's already established on the internet is more so like, I'm just giving y'all the soundtrack to the person y'all already see. That's kind of how he put it. So it's a different route and it's different things I have to do because I'm already out in the world. And with that, it wouldn't make sense for me to just drop a project. Like, for what? Y'all haven't even heard like a good song. So I was like, you know what? You right. You right. So I'm like, okay, cool. So his things, but he does focus more on like songwriting. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna join the organization because the organization is for songwriters. I joined the organization. Y'all, literally this was July. The first month I was in the organization, we had our first boot camp, which is basically a writing session. My tolerance was tested. My patience was tested. Everything was tested. Everything was tested. I was like genuinely in fucking boot camp. Like, it was days I didn't fucking eat. I'm gonna be honest. It was days I didn't fucking shower. Like, it was days like I was just fucking mentally drained in that bitch. Like, it was true boot camp online. Even my granny was like, she was like, girl, you need to eat. Girl, I'm like, granny, please. I'm trying to make this dream work. You will understand soon. Please. I'm trying to get through this, girl. But the boot camp was only I think it was like 4 days. Y'all, what he did, it's funny because now they have visuals for this type of stuff. If y'all go on Netflix and watch Hitmakers, or if you've already watched that, that's basically what I've been doing. But like times 1,000. Like, it's crazy. So it's like all of us for boot camp, he put us in groups. So it was like five people in my group. So 5 people I never met. We're all on Zoom, day in and day out, trying to the goal is one song. But I'm like, no, we can do 2. We can do 2. Okay, we can do 2. So the goal was one song. We got the one song done. So I think we were the only group that got 2 songs done. Y'all, it's so like, It's bad, but it's rewarding. Like, I don't want to just make it seem all bad. It's bad, but it's rewarding because we got some fire songs out. But some people, like, they can't even handle the boot camp. They don't never do another one. Like, it's intense. But like, looking back at it, like, I would definitely do it again. Like, now that I know the ropes, it's like, okay, cool. But like, when you're new doing that, you like, it's almost like it'll make you almost be like, do I want to write a song? Like, it's crazy. But the organization that I'm in has been an organization for like 12 years. The guy that's over it, his name is Kevin. He I love that man. Like, it's funny because he's a Virgo and his name is Kevin, and my dad is a Virgo and his name is Kevin, and they both like do music. Like, God. God is like, I don't know what the fuck God be doing up there. Like, cause what? How would you even think of something like that? But like, he has changed the trajectory of my career. Out, like, what? I always say, like, he was my little angel that like grabbed me up before I was just about to go in the industry all willy nilly. But he, like, it's funny because I feel like he's almost been like a second dad to me, because like, I've had to talk to him about situations with men because I'm sitting up here writing about them. So it's like, the other thing about like writing songs is like, I had to learn how to express myself. I had to learn how to like emote and be aware of myself. Because even one of the songs that we ended up writing in boot camp was about one of my exes. So I had to tell them the story. I had to tell them what happened. Like, you have to, like, you cannot be in a writing session and not be vulnerable. Like, you cannot do that at all. Like, it don't matter if you know these people or not. Like, if you got to tell them your whole goddamn life story to get that song done, you got to tell them your life story. Like, and if you're not willing to do that, get out the room. That's how I feel now. Like, if you're not willing to be vulnerable and tell us what the fuck going on, girl, please. I cannot. Cannot with you. Because it's funny because he even sent me somebody did a clip of Dawn Richardson. She was talking about songwriters and how with writing songs, you have to like be in these rooms with people you don't know, producers, other writers, engineers, artists, and you have to like build up a chemistry with those people quickly so y'all can write the dang on song. Because sometimes you can get in these rooms with people and have no chemistry at all, and like the song don't get done. And like, to me, that's a cop out. And I'm not gonna lie, I've done that to one song. It was a song that I was working on with a group, but I just the energy just wasn't right, and I'm just like, eh. But like, I really do like the song, like. But anyways, that's neither here or there. But basically, that's a lot of what I've been doing. So that was like in July. Let me see. August. So like right after that, I think it was, yeah, August. My mama asked me, my mom and my sisters, they was going on a cruise. They wanted me to go on a cruise. I'm like, cool, let's go on this cruise. Woo! Y'all, even when I was on a cruise, I felt like another like part of me like open up. Because, you know, you on a cruise, you ain't got no internet. Well, that particular cruise, we was on Margaritaville. We didn't have no internet or nothing. So with that, I couldn't escape with social media. I'll say that. I couldn't escape with social media. So hold on. The songs always come out better when everybody got along. Exactly. But I'm also really proud of like the boot camp, because it was one girl in the boot camp that I'm like really close with now. Her name is Katie. She's a singer songwriter too. And yeah, like me and her, like we done wrote some songs, just me and us. We be in other rooms together. Like we got each other back. I even went to go see her perform. I vlogged that too. And where she performed, she was like, girl, you should come perform. I'm like, girl, I don't know if I'm ready for that. But if I do, it'll be at the end of the month. I'm not really sure. I was talking to my vocal coach about it, so I don't know. So okay, where we were at August, I went on a cruise. After the cruise, I went back to Atlanta before I came back to Tennessee. Y'all, why was I in Atlanta for 2 months? That's what I'm saying. Like, Like, life just be lifing. Like, and who am I to turn down a good time? Like, especially with my sisters. Like, I got back when I was leaving. I told my sister, I said, oh, I just feel like I had the best summer vacation. And she was like, I know, I still had to work. I'm like, girl, I was working too, please. Because at that point, I also was staying there because my grandma got an office, but my grandma is a fashion. She take fashion to the extreme. Okay. She got clothes. She still got clothes from the 80s. like, like sometimes I be wearing some of my grannies. Like I call her because my granny named Cynthia. So if I wear her clothes, somebody be like, "Oh, where you get that from?" I'd be like Cynthia's archives, like because my granny don't play about the fashion. So she got clothes, shoes, stuff everywhere, and it's just like when I was at my mom's, she had a more like her office space it's just more open for me to be in the meetings that I was in. So that's another reason I was there too. Because I was able to, I mean, my mic set up stuff here, but I was able to like you guys to see with all because I've been recording all this stuff. So I'm typically in meetings I would say at least 4 times a week. And they're long meetings. Sometimes I can be in meetings that's just a meeting that's like 1 or 2 hours. Sometimes I can be in writing sessions that's like 4, 6 hours. Sometimes I can get in a meeting at 6 and we not out the meeting until 2 o'clock in the morning. So my schedule has also been kind of thrown off. So I was kind of there like working throughout the week and we was going out on the weekends. So y'all, the last 2 months been lit. Like I can't wait to put them vlogs up. Cause child, me and my sisters, we don't went to go see Nelly. We don't went to go see John B. We don't went to go see Day 26. Where else do we go? There's some other places we go. We had went to a soccer game. Where else we go? Oh, me and my mom and her fiance had went to the tailgate. That was my first time going to a tailgate as an adult. I'm trying to think what else. It's something else. It's something so big that I'm about to tell y'all in a minute, but I'm trying to get all the stuff before that. I think that was, oh, we had went to we just been doing a lot like in Atlanta, in the city or whatever. We was like ready for the weekends. Like it was so fun. I feel like we was like on a run. Like every weekend we had something to do. And from there, I'm trying to think. I also was cooking a lot. Like I don't cook as much when I'm in Tennessee because my grandma cooks. Like if she don't want to cook, then she'll tell me to cook. But like when I'm in Atlanta, like it's so funny because I was like, it don't never fail. Every time I go to Atlanta, my mama gonna make her some greens, like every single time. So I was cooking a lot and stuff. I was in my meetings and all of that. And I'm trying to think. I think that was that. Oh, when I went to Atlanta recently, Rapper Bay, I kind of reconnected with Rapper Bay. So now, I mean, I haven't heard from him. I won't even say I haven't. I don't want to put the blame on him. I haven't heard from him, but I haven't said nothing either. But it was weird because like when I reached out to him and like we reconnected or whatever, like it was cool at first, and then it's like I had met up with him, and I was just like, dang, like it goes back to a comment that someone made earlier, how rejection is protection. And it's funny how like you end something and then something stops, whether it be a relationship, friendship, family, whatever, and you so hurt by it, and then it's like time passed and like you reconnect with that person and you like, damn God, my bad. Like I see why, my bad. Like my bad. Like I feel like that's what it was given. Because I feel like sometimes like I get really excited when I meet people and we're like on the same wavelength, or so I think. I get really excited when I meet people like that. So I feel like sometimes who they truly are and like the value they bring to my life gets like fogged until I like they're pulled out and I reconnect with them again. I have a different perspective. Um, so I mean, he's cool, but like it is what it is. Like um reconnecting with him again allowed me to see a lot of leaks that I didn't see at first. So I don't feel no type of way. Like, it is what it is. I'm glad he got his job. He got his coin. Like, good for him. Um, so what else? Hmm. It's another situation. I ain't gonna talk about that situation. That whatever. I'm not gonna talk about that. But okay, so now we getting into like September. Okay, so I'm about to close it up, y'all. So September, um, so with September, I this when I start, like, how I said I was getting back into my manifestation and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get me a vocal coach now, because I noticed when I was in these writing sessions, I was contributing to the writing, I was contributing to the melodies and stuff, but like I didn't want to cut the song. Like I will always put it on another singer in the group, and I'm like, Yunnie, like you can't keep doing that. And it's just because like at that point in time, I felt like I wanted to protect my voice for me. Like I only wanted to sing on my own songs. And then I also didn't feel comfortable enough cutting a demo for another artist. Like I don't know. But I looking back, that was only because like I just wasn't comfortable with my voice. Um so I was like, okay, I need to get a vocal coach. And I was like, I also want to do some type of therapy and I want to learn about music more. So um, with that being said, it was one meeting we had where the owner of the organization that I'm in basically was like, tell everybody in the room what type of connections and partnerships you're looking for, and like, let everybody know. So, because he's really big on family and stuff. So I let everybody know. I said I was looking for a vocal coach. I said I'm looking for, people that, have a good work ethic, that's available, that's aligned with me, et cetera, et cetera. So from that meeting, I got a vocal coach. Her name is Dawn. And it's so crazy because that's another story. It's so crazy because Dawn works for a company where they have did vocal coaching for like Toni Braxton, Kelly Rowland, Michelle Williams, Jennifer Hudson, Madonna, Lady Gaga, like all these big names. And I'm like, dang, like, I mean, I know I wanted a vocal coach, but dang, God, okay, you hooking a girl up. like, like, dang, God, I see you. So yeah, that's my vocal coach. And then it's another lady in our organization where like I don't think it's like out yet. I'm like the first person to go through the program, but the program is like a 12-week program where I meet with her 3 times a week. One of them is therapy. One of them is about like just music skills and music, and another one is about like music creation. So like if anything's blocking my creativity, writing songs, like emoting, things like that. And it's just like, dang, God, like I know I said I wanted all them things, but I know it's gonna be like this. So basically that's what those two things is what I've been doing in the last 2 weeks. Um, and they've really, even those things have given me the ability to even get on live and say all this stuff. So I'm super grateful for those. And then the organization that I'm a part of, they do a conference every year. And I'm so blessed enough to have social media as a resume and marketing as a resume, that I'm able to sit in on these conference meetings and just really soak it in, because I'm just like, whoa, like the conference is virtual. It's in November. If anybody is interested in going to the conference, just let me know. The ticket is like 175, but I think it's like a 4-day event. And it's some big name. Like, y'all, I be in that room like, God, what is happening? Like, it's some big names, like music execs, like people in that's gonna be at that conference. Like, And I'm not even trying to sell something. I got to buy the conference ticket myself. um, like, just being able to be a part of something so big that's been going on for years. Like, I think, I don't know if it was the last one, but like at one point, like Dr. Dre was there. Like, I can't tell y'all the names that's going to be at the conference yet because they haven't really put it out, but it's some big people. So like, if you're someone that's like into music, you want to share your music, you're a songwriter, you're a producer, you're an engineer, you're a artist, like anything in music, and you want to learn more about, the conference is more about business. It's like the music business. Um, because also me being in this organization has taught me so much about the music industry that I like, nobody, like, I couldn't have went to a school and learned this much information. Like, that's what blows my mind. Like, y'all, the notes I have from being in all of these meetings because even the organization, I have 2 meetings with them every week or sometimes 3. The stuff that I've learned have made me look at the industry so much differently. The way that the owner, his name is Kevin, the way he's so adamant about us protecting ourselves in the industry, about us being businesses and operating as businesses and not artists. It's crazy because to think if I didn't have this knowledge, like the path that I would have went on, like I probably would have been owned. Like his big thing is like, do you want to be owned or do you want to be the owner? Like, so I'm just so grateful for that organization. Like when it's time for me to be on the big screen and be on Sherry and stuff so my grandma can watch me. When it's time for me to do interviews and stuff, like I will always credit the organization I'm in. Like it's beyond me how much of a blessing it has been in my life. And so okay, I think one last story and then we can kind of wrap this up. Okay, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and let me know now so I don't forget. So let me see. Oh, and one of the songs that I told y'all we had to do 2 songs for boot camp. We just got word, my group, that our song is selected for the top 50 for the conference. So that song may be played during the conference. And also, I do want to say this. Also, if you're interested in the conference and you buy a ticket, you'll get a follow-up call with me. Like, just to make sure everything is doing what it needs to do, because I am helping with the marketing side of the conference. But that's just something, if anybody's interested, just let me know. So also trying to think any other updates. Okay, I'll give y'all one last thing that's fun to talk about. That's really fun to talk about before I get off of here. It's kind of been my moment this year, and Lord knows we got 2 more months, so more miracles and amazing things can happen. But up until now, what I'm about to tell y'all has been like the pinnacle of my year thus far. So, I was doing my normal like manifestations for the month or whatever, and last month my sister went to go see Chris Brown. I'm like, dang, like me and my other sister and my mom were like, dang, you didn't tell us, you didn't say nothing, like you just gonna go see Chris Brown by yourself. So she was like, yeah, she was like, I didn't think to say nothing or whatever. So like, that was that. So she went or whatever. So I was like, okay. I'm like, that's okay, that's cool. Like, it's okay when I go see him, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go in backstage. And like, so then me and my mama was talking about going. Man, my mama was talking about going. So my mom was like, yeah, she didn't tell her we're going to go on our own. I'm like, okay, bet, mama, okay. So my mama was like, look up tickets like in any other city, see what the best tickets are. So I'm like, okay. So I had looked up Denver. I was like, Denver, they got floor seats for like $250. Like, Denver, it'd be lit. Like, cause my mama go on an annual Denver trip every year. So I'm like, that's her spot. I'm like, I've only been to Denver once. So I'm like, that'll be fun. So next thing I know, my mama done told her friend, and her friend, my mama friend, bought her and my mama tickets to the Vegas show. I'm like, oh, y'all real trifling for that. Like, cause now everybody going and I'm not. But then remember, I said, oh, when I go see him, I'm going in backstage. So I was like, you know what? I'm saying this to myself. I'm like, you know what, Yanni? Well, you did say when you go see him, you're going in backstage. So you going with your mama was never going to happen because that's not what you said you was going to do. And I'm like, self, you right. You was right about that. So mind you, Chris was coming again. He came back to Atlanta on October 3rd. And I was like, at first I'm thinking of like, I started visualizing like myself. I'm like, I'm going to that concert. I'm like, okay, what am I going to wear? I start visualizing what I'm going to wear. I start visualizing like me singing his, stuff or whatever. And I'm like, I'm going to go there. So mind you, this was like on a Tuesday. So I'm like, I'm going. I said, you know what? While I'm doing my manifestation list for the month, I'm going to just write down like, I just wrote down, I'm going to see Chris Brown. I'm going to see Chris Brown for free. Period. I went to bed. Next day, I was in a therapy session. We was about to close out. Why did my mama I did that Tuesday night. Why did she text me Wednesday night and was like, she sent me a link to volunteer at the Chris Brown concert? I'm like, what? Volunteer? So I'm like, that's random. So I'm looking at the thing or whatever. So they like, okay, yeah, like you come, you volunteer, you got to dress in all black. We'll feed, it'll be food involved. Not we'll feed you, whatever, like, and they didn't really say what we were gonna do. But I'm just like, oh, boom. That's my nugget. Like, that's, so I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Because sometimes when you manifest stuff, it can come in a way that you won't even think of. And it's up to you to trust that that way is leading you down the path that to what your manifestation was, if that makes sense. So I'm like, shoot, bet. Like, I could do that. I could dress in all black. I could go volunteer. Like, and I was like, you know what? I never did no volunteer work. Let me look up the company. The company that, excuse me, the company that was sent was a black woman that has this like nonprofit, and she created this nonprofit for like fitness and mental health or whatever. And she did it after her mom died. So I'm like, hold on. I'm like, you telling me I wrote this in my journal last night? I've been saying that I was going to go see him for free. I've been saying that I was going to go backstage. It's for a good cause. I get to go early. I don't have to pay for parking. They're going to feed us. And like, I can go to the concert with a friend and have fun. What? Like, I'm like, God, what? Like, who said that? Like, I even now, like, my mind is still blown. Because I'm just like, and I'm not going to lie. When I tell y'all the story of that night, the whole night, I'm looking at my friend like, what is happening? Like, I probably said what is happening about 100 times that night. Like, because, y'all. So, I asked some of my friends, because it was that Friday. I asked some of my friends. Some people couldn't go, whatever. So, then I asked my friend Faye. Y'all met Faye. So, Faye like, yeah, we going to go. Da-da-da-da-da. Cool. So, I'm like, oh, girl, we finna have fun. Like, I had not seen her in a while. So I'm like, oh, we finna have a good time. So her husband was supposed to go with us, but then he ended up backing out last minute, which was in our favor because I'm going to tell y'all what happened. So that was in our favor. So mind you, I get up that day. I'm feeling good. Like, just like I imagined. I'm putting on my clothes. I'm singing my Chris Brown. I'm like, hey, we in there. So I took the MARTA there, right? Mind you, the goal was for me to take the MARTA there, for us to meet up, and then we was going to take the MARTA back. So I told her, I was like, I'll get you a MARTA ticket when we come back. So I get on the MARTA. Oh, if y'all don't know, in Atlanta, the MARTA is like our subway. It's the train system. So I get on the MARTA or whatever. This is how I know the night was about to go good, y'all. I went to the little booth to get my MARTA ticket or whatever. And I put my MARTA ticket in there. No, I put my the thing is $6. I put my $6 in there, and the machine gave me the MARTA ticket. Cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I was about to walk off and I heard the machine make a sound. I'm like, what? I look back. Why did the MARTA machine give me my $6 back? Huh? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I do be saying my money manifestations, and I do be saying my money affirmations. So looking back, I'm not surprised, but in the moment, I was. I'm like, what? Like, basically, I got this MARTA ticket for free too, and I was like, oh, I can just use those $6 to get Faye's MARTA. Y'all listen. So I'm feeling extra good. I'm like, hey, we in there. So I'm getting on the MARTA. I'm getting on the MARTA. I love, like, mind you, this whole 2 months, we have been getting on the MARTA for a lot of stuff to go to all these concerts and stuff. Me and my sisters have been going on. So I just grew a love for the MARTA. I'm like, I like the MARTA because I be on the MARTA listening to beats. I be on the MARTA, like, doing, writing songs. I be on the MARTA, like, humming, like, it's a different type of feeling when you're actually living and you're writing songs versus like you just being stagnant in your own energy. I mean, you could still do both, but I like looking at people. I like people watching and stuff. So I'm like, oh, the MARTA kind of cute. So we get there or whatever. So I get there and I ask them where we go in, and they like, oh, you go around this way, da da da. So then at that point, my friend Faye, I'm not gonna keep saying my friend Faye. I'm gonna just start saying Faye. So me and Faye, we meet up. She get there, we go around the back. So I'm telling her about all this stuff that happened, prior to, like, all the stuff that I've said about the concert and me coming or whatever. So she like, yeah, girl, that's crazy or whatever. And I was talking. So we walking around the stadium or whatever. So the lady was, we asking people like, where do we go, da da. So the lady pointed us around. Next thing you know, where we had to go, so it's two sides of the stadium. It's like it's two sides that are underground. I'll say that. Well, I wouldn't really say it's not really underground, but it's like two, like, backstage areas, I'll say. So it's one backstage area in the back and there's one backstage area in the front. The front of the stadium, so think about it like this. The front of the stadium is where the stage is. So behind that is where Chris at. That's where all the, like, where the artist is and, like, his people and all of that. But, like, in the back of the stadium, that's probably, like, that's where, like, wardrobe is at and, like, technical stuff and all of that. So we go back in the backstage of the stadium. So we walking back. I see, like, the wardrobe people. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And this was like, I remember me saying, like, oh, when I go, I'm gonna go see Chris Brown and I'm gonna be backstage. So I'm walking back. I'm like, what, God? What's going on? It's some scary shit. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was spooked. I'm like, so there is somebody listening to my thoughts. Like, there is somebody listening to what I'm saying. Like, what's going on? Like, I was speechless. So then we get back there. And they like, oh, sign up here. But the signups wasn't the company that we signed up for. So we like, oh, shit, like, girl, what is going on? And I told her, I said, I'm going with the flow tonight, okay? I'm learning, like, to be in flow state. I'm learning to, like, just go with the flow. I'm learning to just let God lead and just shut up, okay? So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And it's so funny because she told me that before she came, she told her husband, like, I'm going to ask for what I want. So, like, we was here, okay? So they was like, oh, and we like, well, that's not the companies we signed up for. So she was like, well, let me call the lady, let me call the number or whatever. So she called them. The girl came and got us. So we in this whole different group. So me and her looking like, what is going on? But we just sitting there being quiet. I was telling her about, like, my therapy session or whatever the night before or whatever. And next thing you know, we see people in like other color shirts. So we kind of looking, but I ain't saying nothing because I'm like, I ain't saying nothing. Like, God, you got this. You got tonight. Like, because apparently I don't know no better. Like, I don't know. So next thing you know, they was like, oh, they was like, oh, we need y'all to change shirts. Cool. Shoot, I'm chilling. But I'm already thinking in my head, oh, we finna be on the floor. So we changed shirts, and the guy was like, oh yeah, they said they need they're gonna take us, like our group, they're gonna put us on the floor. So me and Faye look at each other like, no, for real, like for real though. Like, what's going on? So we looking at each other, so we was like, okay, cool. Like, so we go, and mind you, I don't know if y'all seen Chris, like his setup, girl, his setup is insane. So he basically has like 3 stages. So it's like he has like the main stage, and then it's a walkway, and then he has a stage, another little small stage, but then his ass fly to the next stage. So it's like can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Because somebody calling me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so we on the floor or whatever. So they're placing people like from the back on up. So they're placing people from the back on up. So I'm just walking, not saying nothing. But in my head, I want to be at the front. So like probably in the middle, it was like a section where he put somebody. He was trying to put my friend. He was trying to put Faye right there. Can y'all hear clearly? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Can y'all hear? Is it lagging? Are we good? We good? Okay. They was trying to, like, it was like a middle section, like where they was trying to put Faye, and she was like, no. She was like, can we be together? And he was like, yeah, that's cool. So he had put somebody else there. And then when she said that, we walking. I'm looking at her, she looking at me. We walking. Next thing you know, he put us right at the right. Okay, how can I put this? He put us in the front on the floor, like, I would say within 6 feet of like where you actually go backstage for the artist. If that does that make sense? It's good visual. Okay, so we standing there and we looking like, what? Mind you, we super early. The concert ain't even came. People ain't even came for Chris. We standing there like, what the, like. So at this point, we see the stadium is clear, whatever. So they tell us like, okay, you got to give people wristbands. You got to make sure they got the floor seat to give them a wristband. And I got something for ya. I think it's in here. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Where did I put that? Y'all, how y'all let me forget that I met Cardi? that I forgot to tell y'all that I met Cardi. Child, where's it? She signed this. Y'all, it's been so much going on. How did I forget that? I got a picture with her and everything. My bad. Forgot to tell y'all that. I'm trying to find something. Hold on. Oh, but if you're on my group, if you're in like the Rosette thing, if you're in the Rosette Garden, if you're in the Rosette Garden like group on Instagram, then you would have saw the picture. Because I didn't post it on my story. And it's so funny. My daddy was sending a picture to everybody. I'm like, parents just do too much. Okay, I'm not gonna show y'all the thing, but like, okay, this is just to let y'all know, like, I ain't lying, okay? Chris bound floor seats, because me and my friend, we kept one for ourselves. And this was like just the pamphlet that I had to look at to make sure, like I was the person that was like, oh, okay, you ain't got a wristband, you can't be on the floor. Okay, you ain't got a limit, you can't go backstage. Okay, I was patrolling. Okay, I said, oh, I'm gonna do my job, because you know when it's time for me to go perform, I want people to do their job. So I'm gonna do my job. So lo and behold, me and my friend sitting there, whatever. Y'all, why did Chris Brown mama walk past us? I literally was like, I mean, I didn't look like that, but I was more so like, oh, hi, when she passed by, and I'm like, girl. I'm like, girl, like that was Chris mama, girl. She like, for real? I'm like, yeah, that was her right there. So at this point, I'm just like, it's like it just kept like getting better and better. The night kept getting better. I gotta hurry up, y'all, because my phone. Okay, let me hurry up. Okay, so the night kept getting better and better. So we sitting there, whatever. I'm just like, whoa, what's happening? So at this point, me and her basically started to talk about moments like that. Like we started talking about spirituality. We started talking about manifesting for other people. And we even started talking about how, like, she was like, it's crazy. She was like, because she said her husband said that they was probably going to put us in a better space if he didn't come, because we both pretty. And I was like, I said, shout out to him. Like, shout out to your husband. I was like, because I said, it's funny because I was watching something about like glamour magic. I don't do magic. Like, I don't feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't feel like nobody has to do magic. Like, the power, like our minds is all we need. Trust me. So I was telling her, I said, I was watching somebody talk about glamour magic, and he was just talking about like, use your aura and your attractiveness and say that it benefits you or whatever. So I was like, okay. I was like, I never looked at that. Like I never considered myself a person that had pretty privilege. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start telling myself that. Like, I was like, I'm gonna start telling like, oh, my prettiness or my beauty, like, gets me special treatment or whatever. I started saying that like days before that happened. So like when she said that, I said, girl, that's crazy, because I was telling myself that like the other day. And that's literally what happened to us all night. So what happened was we stood there. They told us what we had to do, but it was so early, like, you know, people just walking by and stuff. It was like athletes. I don't really watch sports, so I don't know. So it was a lot of people going backstage, like, you know. So I'm just sitting there, we waiting. And like, long story short, so at this point the concert started. So I had to give everybody, you know, make sure they was in a right seat. Make sure, you know, I gave everybody a wristband and stuff. And it was so funny because I was like, man, I was like, I hope nobody recognized me, because I felt like I was like undercover. I was like, ooh, I told Faye, I was like, yeah, girl, like I came here undercover, because honestly, I did. Like, I didn't go. I mean, of course I went to the concert because I wanted to go to the concert, but I wanted to go to the concert, especially be a volunteer where I can see what happened backstage. Like, me being able to do that was such a learning experience for someone that wants to be in, well, I can't even say wants, for someone that's, I would say, working towards performing, because at this point I am in the music industry. But I think like me watching that performance was crazy. Like, so I'm the performance going, everybody, you know, having a good time. I'm letting people to their seats or whatever. Y'all, then people was trying to pay me for the wristbands. I'm like, y'all, no. And I was like, so at one point, mind you, I write all my dreams down. And like a couple of days before, I had a dream that I was working with JD. It's funny because I had another dream about that yesterday. So I'm y'all, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm 5'3". I'm like really short. So I couldn't see. People started standing on chairs and stuff. I'm like, girl, I can't see this. Luckily, I was by the stairs. So I was like, I had stood up on the stairs and something told me to look down. Yo, I looked down. Why was literally JD was like right in front of me. And I'm just like, I look down, I'm like, what is going on? God, like, what are you trying to tell me at this point? Like, just tell me. So I had went over there and because at this point they kind of moved Faye a little further so it was like another area that needed somebody right there. So I went on there. I said, girl, what did I just see JD? And I showed her my phone. I was like, I just wrote down this dream that I had about him. I was like, that's crazy. Like, he was just standing right next to me. That's crazy. And like we was talking about that or whatever. So then I went back to my spot. And this whole time, like, I had almost forgot about like another backstage. I'm just enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the moment. Like, I just felt so blessed. I was just so happy. Like, I'm like, woohoo! Like, I'm like, so then next thing you know, Faye like, Yunnie, come on. I'm like, girl, where's we going? Chris still performing. What you talking about? Come on. She was like, oh, they said they need more people backstage. Hmm? Okay. Y'all, so she like, come on. So she was like, he told us to go back, go backstage or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So we walking back there. We go backstage. Y'all, I felt like I walked through a portal. Like when we went backstage, it's funny because I was talking to my best friend about it. She was like, that was a portal night. I was like, girl, I feel like I walked through a portal, like right when we got backstage and like we hit the threshold of like the stage versus like I would say the area backstage. It took everything in me not to cry because you're not telling me, nobody, I don't care that I'm standing here right now. Like, nobody can convince me and tell me that I am backstage like I said I would be, and this man, Christopher Maurice Brown, is still performing on the stage. What is going on right now? So I'm like, I told Faye, I said, girl, I'm really trying not to cry because like, what is happening? And she just, she keep it calm. I'm like, girl. So we go backstage. They they put us in a hall. And she's like, excuse me. She's like, oh, you have to, she's like, no, we asked the lady, like, okay, what are we supposed to be doing? And she's like, oh, well, all the celebrities are starting to arrive and stuff, just tell them when they come through, just tell them to go this way. All right. So we look over, we looked at each other like, okay. So next thing you know, all these celebrities, athletes, people start walking through and we just like, what? I ain't gonna I ain't gonna name no names, but it was a lot of people. It was some folks. And I'm just like, whoa. I'm thinking to myself, man, my mom and my sisters ain't gonna believe this. My daddy ain't gonna believe this, because I had told my daddy too. I'm like, they not gonna believe it. And then right before like everybody was supposed to go, like we heard the music stop. And I'm thinking in my head, if we see this man, I know something. Yo, next thing you know, like they, to get around concerts and stuff, they be using like a golf cart. And then like the one with the artist typically got the little black stuff on it. So we see like everybody start kind of like clearing up or whatever. So we see he coming, down the little hall or whatever, and it got the black thing on it. And then he get out, he go to his room, and we just like, you're not telling me that we just saw that man. You're not telling me that I was within 6 to 10 feet of this man. What is happening? Like, what? So then at this point, we like, girl, it's been a good day, but sister girl, we hungry. Like, what if they said they was feeding us? What the food at? So I said, girl, at this point, God finna not, he not finna let us not go unfed. Like, they, they gotta have something. So she like, you know what, you right. I was like, we gonna be fed. So we go back to like get out. Oh, I don't know if you're on here. I don't know if you ever see this, but it was one Rosette that clocked me, girl. She found me. She found me. Right before I went backstage, she was like, "Oh my God, Yunnie!" She was like, "I love your videos." I'm like, "Girl, I'm undercover." And she was like, "Yeah, girl." She was like, "Do your thing as you should." But whoever that was, shout out to you, girl. But yeah, we go back and we go to change, like where we had to change at. Lo and behold, they had us some food. They had us some we had desserts, sides. They had like, it was like sandwiches and stuff. And we was like, woo, like I was just so, like, I was like a little kid in a candy store leaving that stadium. I'm like, I'm eating my little sandwich. I'm like, yeah, la 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 la. It's so funny because it's like it's moments where you genuinely feel like God's child. Like, it was one of them days where I genuinely felt like God's child. Like, all I had to do is sit there, shut up, and look cute. Like, and God was gonna handle the rest. So, and I even told Faye, I said, at this point, moving on, he got it. He got it. If I needed something as a sign, or if I ever been asking for a sign, that day was a sign for me. Like 100 out of 10. Would recommend. So we leave into the night, and then the guy, oh no, right before we left, we had like lights. So once it got dark, we could, tell people where to sit. We was about to turn in our lights, and I was like, oh. I said, I don't even know why I was saying this. I said, dang, we got to turn in our lights. I was going to take my light on the MARTA. Like, and the guy that was over our group, he go, MARTA? He go, no, I'll take y'all home. And me and Faye looked at each other like, yes, sir. Like, what? Because I'm not going to lie. Like, two pretty girls and on the MARTA at night in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know who idea what that was, but God said, not a good idea. I got y'all. And mind you, I ain't never even met this man, but I just felt safe. I'm like, cool. You gonna take us home? Cool. I just trusted that I was gonna get home. So I'm like, cool. So we walk into his car. And this lady was out there. She had these like fruit bowls or something. He was like, y'all want some fruit? We're like, yeah, we want some fruit. So he got us these fruit bowls. Y'all, the fruit bowls was so good. I said, girl, did you grow this fruit yourself? This is crazy. And Faye was like, Yunnie, you did say we was going to get fed. And did. Okay. So lo and behold, he took me and Faye home. He took somebody else home. He took all three of us home, made sure we got safe. I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's really good men out here. Like, because he didn't have to do that. He could have let our asses get on that fucking MARTA at night. But no, he was like, I'm going to take y'all home. So I'm like, cool. So I got home. I didn't have to pay for the MARTA again. I didn't have to get on the MARTA. I got home safe. That was like, he had to drive me far. Like, and I'm like, I didn't even have to pay. I didn't pay for Uber. I'm like, dang, God, this shoot. Like, it's almost like when you think met the one, like, and he just doing stuff you ain't never had before. I'm like, hey, God, you doing it like this? Like, I'm like, dang, shoot, okay, like, I can get with this. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, my feet was torn out the frame. That's the only kind. My feet was about to fall off the bone like some pig's feet. When you boil your pig's feet too good and they be, I'm so country. And it be, falling off the bone. That's what my feet was giving. They was swole and they was about to fall off the bone. Because we was literally standing for like 7, 8, 9 hours. Girl, that was the only downside. I came in that house. I told my mama and her fiance, I said, see y'all tomorrow. And I'm not gonna lie, when I laid down that night, I had me a little cry. I'm not gonna lie, I had me a little cry. And I had me a little talk with God, child, like crazy. So yeah, that happened. That was October 3rd. And then a few days after that, I had did my first session with my vocal coach, which went really good. It was still kind of we were still kind of vibing, getting to know each other. I came to Tennessee. I did my second session last week, and then today I did my third session. And today I was like, I'm not really feeling. Mind you, I'm just saying this in my head. I said I'm not really feeling the song we've been working on, and the song was "Unbreak My Heart" by Tony Braxton. I'm like, I'm not. There's something about it. I'm just not feeling it. I was like, but I didn't know if. I think it just didn't feel like me. But I'm just thinking it in my head. I didn't say nothing. And I said, I wonder, like, I'm thinking in my head, like, I wonder if I can change the song. And then I was like, you know what? I think I was a little nervous about the session today because I'm like, dang, like, I don't really feel comfortable with that song. And I don't want to backtrack, you know? So I was like, I didn't even know what to say or whatever. So I told myself, I said, this is going to be the best vocal session I've had thus far. Everything going to go good. And that goes for speaking positivity in your life. Okay? Speaking over your life and situations. So I told myself it's gonna be the best. Da, da, da. Y'all, while we get on the Zoom, we get on the call earlier today, and we start talking about present. And it's so funny because my vocal coach and the other coach that I have, um, I'm so aligned with them, like it almost scares me sometimes. Because like I didn't have to say anything to her. I didn't tell her how I was feeling. It's like God just put it in her. Like, so she's like, oh, she said, we was talking about like being present with God, and she gave me a mantra. She was like, I want you to like every day, all day, just say, thy will be done. Thy will be done. She was like, because she started talking about me feeling like I'm not doing enough. And I'm like, yeah, I constantly feel that a lot because of the success that I have had up until this point. Like, y'all know, I was married young, got my dream car, like made a lot of money, had all these followers, like did travel so much. Like, so now that I'm in my 30s, like, it's just like, okay, that stuff is cool, but like, what do I really want out of life? Like, so sometimes like with me I don't even want to say, I can't even say taking a step back because I don't feel that way no more. But with me kind of reanalyzing what I want in life, um, that work hard mentality, that hustler's mentality is slowly drifting away. But it does come with some type of guilt and shame because it's like, damn, I'm not doing enough. Or people can be envious and jealous of me and my situation and how my life is going, or the things I'm able, or how I'm able to operate. So sometimes I have absorbed that and made it as my own. And that's what she said. She said, Yunnie, she said, when people do that, like, you can't accept it as your own. Like, you have to put a shield up. You got to stay in your own, energy. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I said, my other coach, her thing is like, own your spotlight, be in your spotlight. Don't ever leave your spotlight to go to someone else's, or don't ever dim your spotlight to like shine somebody else's brighter. Like, stay in your spotlight. So those two things I really pay attention to now. And I was like, yeah. I said, that's crazy you say that. I said, because it's still, some of that guilt and shame is still there. I said, but it's slowly kind of, so slowly kind of going away. And I said, also with content, like, a lot of people talk about inconsistency. And I told myself, I'm like, Yanni, even if you post like once a week, that's good enough. Like, me trying to get back to like, oh, I need to post 3 times a week and I need to do, like, no. If I post once a week, I have more time to really put purpose and substance in those videos and really take my time. So that's why I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just do season 2 of Blooming with Yunnierose, because that's something I really enjoyed doing it when I did it. Like, when I did season 1, I enjoyed doing that because I can actually tell a story, give advice, give feedback. I can actually share my lessons. I can actually curate these videos in a reflective, introspective way that the message is way bigger than me just vlogging my everyday life. Like, so that's why I was like, okay, I've been filming all the stuff that I've talked about in the last 2 hours. I've been filming all this stuff, but even the way I'm talking to y'all now, it would have never came across with me just filming it as it was happening and posting it. Never. It also would have never came across, even this life update. If I sat down, did my makeup, and got a little cute setup, the way I'm interacting with y'all and talking to y'all and talking about things that have happened, it would have never came out that way. So I'm also learning, like, which path can I take that's of least resistance, but that's also the most authentic and organic way to go about things. That's how I operate now. Um, so with that being said, in my vocal lesson, she was like, "Oh, let's just," she was like, "Do," she said, "Do 3 words, the first 3 words or the first line of like any song or whatever." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I did officially missing you. And we went through that song so quick because she barely had any notes to give me, because that is a song that I've been singing since I was little. And now I like know I'm more controlled with my voice a little more. So she didn't have that many notes to give me, but the notes she gave me was easier to interpret. And we went through that song so fast, and she was like, "We can stick to this song or we can go back." And I was like, "No, like this song." She was like, "Yeah, you sound so much better with this song." But that wasn't something I had to say. So all of these things have been happening in my life to further prove that all I have to do is stay intentional and trust the path that I'm on. And God is gonna like do what he needs to do, and like stop trying to control so much. Like, I used to be a control freak, and I feel like that came from me. All right, y'all, I'm about to wrap this up because my sister just called me and it's her birthday, so I want to call her back. But can y'all hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, cool. Okay. So yeah, I'm about to wrap this up because I want to call my sister back. Um, but yeah, so that is my life update. If y'all have any questions, I'll give y'all 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. I'll give y'all 5 minutes of like question and answer. So if you on here, go ahead and ask. Okay? Because after this, I may leave this video up for a while for people to come back. I know it's a long video. Um, but after this, you're gonna, oh, last thing. Last thing. Oh, how do I join the IG group? So I'm gonna post it in my stories, because I don't think it should show on my profile though. Like, if you go to anybody profile and they have a group to their page, it should show on my profile, but I'll put it in my stories. It just says Rosettes Garden. Last but not least, before I answer questions and get off of here. Because I've been inconsistent, I wanted to do something really interactive with you guys. So Trova Trip, pretty sure y'all have heard of them because a lot of influencers work with them. They have been trying to get me to do a trip for 2 years. At first I was like, I don't know. I kind of wanted to do it on my own, but looking back, that was me being a control freak again. So they asked me again this year, and I was like, you know what? It's been a long time. I haven't really posted. I do want to do something where I connect with my followers. I do want to meet people, meet my followers. And I was like, you know what? I'll do it. Because I talked to 2 of my friends that they were subscribers and they've been on groups with other influencers. I talked to them and they was able to really give me some good feedback on the company and how like the trips work and stuff. So now I feel more comfortable about it. Because like I'm just a very genuine, generous person. So like if I'm doing a trip with anybody, I want everybody to have a good time. Like, and I want the money you put up, I want it to be beneficial, even if it got to come out of my own earnings in my own pocket. So I was like, no, I want to be able to get more information and talk to people that's been on these trips and see what the pros and cons are or whatever. So I have to do at least 8 months. So the trip won't be until next summer or next fall. But if you are interested on going on a group trip with me, I will say now I have to pick 3 locations, but I've already chose Bali or Morocco. So I have to choose one more. But all you have to do right now is I'll put the link on my Instagram. All you have to do is go to the link that I'll put on my Instagram and just put your name and your email. That's it. That way you will be able to be notified like with everything that comes up. Because I've heard like when you put the trip can kind of fill up quick. Cause I don't like that first trip. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want a bunch of people on it. I know the minimum is 8, but I think it's been trips I've saw like 20 people on there. Um, but I kind of want that first trip to kind of be intimate. So just so I can be, used to it before I try to like host a big trip like that. Um, so if you're interested, just let me know. And then once I gotta go over the itineraries and stuff for the trips. Once I choose the top 3 places, then I'll have y'all vote either on Instagram, or I'll probably put a poll in my community tab on my YouTube channel. Um, so yeah, that is it. Thank y'all for how long we been on here? What's 2 hours? Well, a little over 2 hours. Where do I go on your Instagram for help with my social media? Okay, so also with that, so I don't know if y'all know, I've been helping my mama on TikTok for a while. She finally let me stop. She done took some of my advice. But right before I left Atlanta, I said, Mama, I'm gonna tell you to do something, and I ain't saying this my last time. I ain't saying I'm not gonna help you again. I was like, but I'm gonna tell you to do something, and just do it. Just do it. So literally, like what I told her to do, she been doing it. I get her that. And y'all, literally, her page is probably like at 20,000 now. She done got 10,000 followers on TikTok within the last week. Based off of 2 things. I'll say 2 things I told her to do before I left Atlanta and came back to Tennessee. And it was just like, wow, like, I think it really put a fire up under me because I'm like, damn, like, I need to stop sleeping on myself. Like, I have helped and if you OG Rosette, I have helped I done helped some people with their social media platforms and career. And I know some people be like, oh, well, why don't your channel, or da da da. I'm doing something else. Like like I said before, growth on social media has never been my intention. Loyal, genuine, authentic supporters is my intention. That's why I have always been paid way more than people that have big platforms. That's why I have always been able to get people with lower followings big brand deals and opportunities. Because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. A lot of people don't realize, too, I went to college for marketing. Traditional marketing at that. So once you put traditional marketing with digital marketing, social media marketing, and then you're a person that pays attention. I've been doing this for 15 years before influencing and content creating was a thing. You ought to be out your mind if you think I don't know what I'm doing. Just that. But I told myself I wanted to. A lot of people have been asking me to manage them again. I don't really want to do that. But I did realize, like, I feel like I'm more so of a consultant. Like, I'm more so a person to tell you what to do, help you know what to do, and just go from there. So what I came up with is that I am going to be offering one-on-one like coaching calls where we do a consulting call, but it's an hour-long call where we do a consulting call. We talk about what you want to do. I'll go over like a personal strategy with you. I'll audit your social media, and then I'll follow up with you in 2 weeks to make sure you're doing everything. Because if you do what I always tell people, if you do what I tell you to do, you're good. You're good. All you have to do is do what I tell you to do. Period. So if you're interested, and it's only like I'm only charging like $250. Like I don't, because I don't want it to be a big thing, and I don't want to like go over people's heads, because I genuinely like helping people with social media. I genuinely do, because I have seen my advice and my expertise and my strategies work for everybody. So if you're interested in one of those calls, just message me on Instagram or Threads. And yeah, I'm about to get on here off of here so I got another meeting in an hour. I have a meeting in an hour. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for sitting on here for so long. I'll leave this up for other people that wasn't able to get on the live to kind of get this catch up. So yeah, I love y'all. It was so good catching up with y'all. Like, I just, now this is the type of life update I'm talking about, okay? This felt like I was catching up with my girls. So thank y'all so much for loving me and supporting me and sticking by me and stuff like that and stuff. I love y'all, and I will see you. I think I'm gonna start, don't quote me, but I think I'm gonna start, I think I'm gonna drop the trailer of season 2 of Blooming with Yunnierose at the end of the month and start it in November. What y'all think about that? That's good. Because yeah. So season 2 is literally it's everything that I just told y'all. But like, you actually get to visually see, like, I've been even recording myself in like these long ass meetings. Like, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So I'm excited for that. I do want to I'm gonna sprinkle in other like videos too. Cause I do want to post at least twice a week. For real. Okay. I was thinking about starting on my birthday, but I was like, I don't want it to be like too far out. Like, I don't want the footage to be like too far out. So I was like, you know what? I'll probably start it in November. So yeah. I love y'all. I will see y'all in my next one. Deuces. Okay, now how I get off of here? Okay.